I guess I too have a confession. I was not, in terms of my background, an authority on the American Revolution. I came until about 5 years ago, and then since then that's about all I've thought about or written about. My background is on the world of the 17th century, so a century or a century and a half before the time of this book. And I came at it from that direction. As in high school, as with Tracy, I never really engaged with this material. And working on my book, The Island at the Center of the World, which is about the Dutch founding of New York, I started to become intrigued by the people in Europe who, starting in the 1620s and 1630s, began looking in microscopes and telescopes and seeing things that contradicted the received wisdom that they got from the church or the monarchy, and formulated a new theory of what knowledge even was, that, as Descartes said, it's based on the human mind and its good sense, that there's this thing called reason, which is this mysterious force, this thing that every human being has in his or her brain that connects to nature and connects to the universe so that we can in some way comprehend it. And after that notion was formulated, people very quickly formulated a number of other notions. One, that if that's the case, then it must also be the case that every human being is equally valuable. And then people had all kinds of other related insights, such as early as the 1640s, people began saying, well, that means that girls ought to have just as much right to education as boys. And people, especially in the Netherlands, began to plot little schemes to have utopian communities where it would be one person, one vote. So these ideas were building in the 1640s and 1650s and so on, but they were rough, they were nascent. And so coming at it from that side and looking at this wave of focus on the individual and therefore on individual freedom and individual rights, and seeing it as society moved into the 1700s, seeing this wave building, then seeing the leaders in America who were disgruntled with England for a variety of reasons, mostly economic, get the idea to use this, to focus this wave and channel it onto their issue, their concern. Focus it on the idea of political freedom and the idea of crafting a new kind of society, a new kind of government that would be a republic in which, it wasn't exactly one person, one vote. It wasn't even one man, one vote, because you had to have property. But that was the idea. It was a step in that direction.